Happy Sunday. Welcome back, bandits. Let's steal some drafts. Let's steal some value. I'm Eddie. I'm the best ball bandit. It's Sunday. Weekend's been amazing. Went to the beach yesterday, got a little bit of sun. We're going to hop in to a best ball mania draft, and we're going to see, and I'm going to explain who's going to win fantasy football for everyone this year. But before I do that, let's play the intro. Oh. So we did get the 101. What do you know? For those that have been following me, you all know that I've been getting the back end of the drafts. Today's a new day. It's Sunday. It's Sunday morning. What better way to start the Sunday than to draft some best ball fantasy? And we got the 101. We got Bijan Robinson. I'm extremely happy with that pick. I love Jahmyr Gibbs. The thing I like about Bijan Robinson is he's playing in a division where he's going to be playing the Commanders week 15. He's playing the Bucks week 16, and he's playing the Saints week 17. Two divisional games. They're all in Atlanta. They're all indoor. You got to love that. You could stack them late with Michael Penix. You could stack them late with Tua. I am loving that 101 pick. And we're going to share the screen here. But that is not the player that is going to win us fantasy football this year. The player that is going to win us fantasy football this year is a quarterback. And I'm going to explain that player in a couple rounds, who I think is really the key to winning best ball mania and a lot of the best ball drafts this year. He's not going to be the only quarterback that you're going to need, but he's definitely going to be the quarterback that is going to win you the championship in week 17. And when I say definitely, I mean definitely in my opinion. It's not definite. If not, we'd all be doing it. The only thing that's definite is, as you all know, paying taxes. But I'm excited. We got 101. I haven't gotten the 101 in any stream that I've done. So it's a good way to start the Sunday. It's a holiday weekend. I hope you are enjoying the holiday, being able to be outdoors, get a little sun, do a barbecue. I'm going to be playing golf later, so I'm excited for that. But wanted to hop into a draft early this morning and share my insights and my thought process on what I've been thinking about lately. So as I mentioned, with Bijan Robinson, he is playing Commanders, Bucks, and Saints. So I do want to get Chris Olave if he's available. And I do want to I'm going to pull up Chris Olave. And I do want to get either one of Nico Collins or George Pickens. Debating Rashee Rice as well. It's extremely tempting. I'm not going to go double running backs. I've been starting actually a lot of double running backs, but I feel like going double wide receiver allows me to get a running back in the fourth round, hopefully. So let's see what falls to us. Okay, so George Pickens is there. So we're going to go George Pickens. And we're going to go Chris Olave. So this is a unique pairing. I pulled up Chris Olave. I also got a little bit of a value on George Pickens, but not really. I normally like to go Josh Jacobs there or Breece Hall, but I've been starting a lot of running back heavy teams, so I did want to get a little bit different of a format and go wide receiver heavy with an anchor running back. On the next turn, I am going to try to get TreVeyon Henderson or DeAndre Swift. More than likely DeAndre Swift and maybe Devontae Adams or JMO. Definitely love Mike Evans as well. So any one of those players that become available, maybe even Bucky Irving would be some correlation with Bijan Robinson. And then I am going to be targeting that player that I'm referencing in the 6th round. So let's see what happens. Let's see how the board shapes up. Let's see what the draft gives me. It's hard to get value when you're picking in the, on the pick 1 or pick 12. So basically on the turns, but it doesn't mean that you cannot get value. So we're going to try to get as much value as possible. I started off with an elite running back, 2 elite wide receivers. So the 12th hole got a great value in Travis Etienne. He's going 4 running backs. I do like that start, actually. If he stops at 4 running backs, that means a lot of wide receivers are available right now. Brock Bowers went pretty late, and pretty early rather. And any other surprises here? Devontae Smith went pretty early there. Josh Jacobs went late. Malik Neighbors still went pretty early. I'm holding off on Malik Neighbors and Rashee Rice until they fall a little bit more, or until I get a pick that's on the back end of the draft, second back end of the draft. I didn't want to get Rashee Rice there. I do like taking a risk on Rashee Rice. I think he's still going to be a great player this year. But I do feel like he's going to continue to drop. So we're not going to get him at the lowest point, but we definitely want to get value with Rashee Rice. All right, so a few of the players that I mentioned are still available. I like Cam Skattebo, Bucky Irving, J-Mo, Devontae Adams, and DeAndre Swift. The Los Angeles Rams, I like their playoff schedule with the Cowboys, Seahawks, and Bucks. And Bucky Irving just goes. But Cam Skattebo is there. And Travion Henderson goes. So I actually might go Cam Skattebo and definitely going Skattebo. I'm going to go DeAndre Swift. I like this running back room. I like my wide receiver room. I was tempted to go there, J-Mo or Devontae Adams, as I mentioned, but I think this opens up a couple other opportunities for me and getting some wide receivers on the next round. I don't really like the running backs that are available later on. So I did go, and I actually like that I didn't go running back in the first 2 rounds and I went wide receivers there. So I did go with DeAndre Swift, which I think is a great value where he's going right now. He's going to be the number 1 running back for the Chicago Bears. They're playing some teams that are going to be, you would think, high scoring in the playoffs, the Bills, Packers, and Lions. And then I went with Cam Skattebo. There was reports and news that the Giants are going to be running the ball a lot, which makes a lot of sense since Malik Neighbors, who knows when he's going to be ready. They also play the Browns, which is not favorable, but then the Lions and Cowboys during the playoffs. So I definitely like that start. As I mentioned, I do like the wide receivers that were there with Jameson Williams and Devontae Adams, and they go a lot later, actually. Wow, Devontae Adams falls all the way to the Mike Evans and Rashee Rice drafter with Jackson Smith and Jigba. J-Mo goes all the way to the McCaffrey drafter. So they got some values there. They definitely got some ADP value. So you're gonna get some teams that, at times get some great ADP value. So the J-Mo drafter got about a 7-pick ADP value, which is nice. I mean, that's what's gonna happen when you're in the middle of the drafts. But we're hoping that we get that person, that quarterback that I mentioned, that's gonna win fantasy football for all of us this year. I'm going to play some music, Try to give us some good juju here that we can hopefully land that player that we want. All right, this is incredible. This happened exactly how I wanted it to happen. Jalen Hurst, welcome to the Best Ball Bandit squad. I can't even speak. I'm so excited. This couldn't have happened any better. I'm going to get Makai Lemon. I'm going to pair him with Jalen Hurst. I think Jalen Hurst is the key to winning Best Ball Mania and fantasy football this year. There's been reports that they're going to be passing the ball. They're going to be working more under center. They're going to be doing more play action. Jalen Hurst, I just got him at pick 72. Jalen Hurst can easily put up the same amount of numbers as Josh Allen. He could put up the same amount of numbers as Lamar Jackson or more. Josh Allen is going in round 3. Lamar Jackson actually fell in this draft. He fell quite a bit. He went in round 5. Let me see what ADP Lamar Jackson has and where he fell, because he did fall about 4 picks to pick 59. He has an ADP of 55. So that drafter did get some value. He normally goes in the middle of the 5th round, sometimes in the beginning of the 5th round, depending on where Derrick Henry is also drafted. But Jalen Hurst is being drafted behind Josh Allen, behind Lamar Jackson, behind Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow, Caleb Williams, and even Drake May in this draft. I mean, he was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drafter. And all Jalen Hurst has done every single year is put up fantasy value. So he's playing the 49ers week 17, which, I mean, it doesn't get better than that. The last 3 years, Jalen Hurst has had 8 rushing touchdowns, 14 rushing touchdowns, 15 rushing touchdowns, 305 fantasy points, 320, 371. The year before, 384, 13 rushing touchdowns. If he's passing more and he goes up from 25, 18, and 23 touchdowns, so let's say there's 28 touchdowns, and he throws for, 3,500 yards, he can have an MVP season. He could be the key to winning fantasy football. And he's playing the 49ers in week 17, as I mentioned. You got to love that schedule. You got to love that he's playing the 49ers, and he's also playing the 49ers at San Francisco. So that's the other thing. I mean, you gotta love that matchup. I'm loving me some Jalen Hurst this year. I think the value is undeniable. I'm going to be stacking up some great tight ends right now. I might actually go dual tight end, or let's see what falls. So Laporta just goes, which is one of the players I was thinking, and Rico Dowdle was the other. I could go Jackson Dart to pair with Scatterboom and get a tight end later. I think I'm going to do that, and I'm going to go with Michael Pittman. Thing I like about Jackson Dart also is they're going to be playing the Lions and Cowboys in week 16 and 17. So those are both great games that you want to have exposure to. I love my quarterback room right now. I'm going to stop at 2. So I started off with Bijan Robinson, George Pickens, Chris Olave, Cam Scatabo, DeAndre Swift, Jalen Hurst, Mekhi Lemon, and Jackson Dart and Michael Pittman. So Jackson Dart, George Pickens, and Cam Scatabo are all week 17 correlated plays. I got Jalen Hurst with Mekhi Lemon. I'm going to try to get George Kittle with my next pick. I don't know if he's going to fall to me, but I'm definitely going to try to get George Kittle at pick 120. He currently has an ADP value of 117. He's right on the cusp of my next pick. If not, I would love to get Travis Kelce and Jaden Higgins, or Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews. So we're going to see what the room gives us, but I'm loving our build right now. I don't typically go quarterback early, but I feel like I still got a lot of great value at the other positions, which didn't really take away from going QB early. The first 5 picks, I went 3 running backs and 2 elite wide receivers. I was still able to get rookie upside with Mekhi Lemon and Michael Pittman. We're assuming that A.J. Brown is going to be traded to either the Patriots or the Jaguars or the Chiefs. Definitely another team. I don't think he's going to be on the Eagles. I am going to get, or try to get, Dontavian Wicks later on as well to get another Eagle. I'm not a huge fan of Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith in this draft goes in the middle of the 3rd round. I think that's extremely overpriced. I don't think I have one Devontae Smith share in over 200 drafts this year, and that's including the pre-draft process. I don't like him at all. I find him similar to Jalen Waddle, where he's a good wide receiver. He's just not a good wide receiver for half-point PPR. He doesn't really get in the end zone, and he's a smaller wide receiver. I don't really tend to like to get smaller wide receivers early on in the draft, just because the opportunity cost is quite significant. With Waddle, with Devontae Smith, just to go over some of the stats that he's had the last couple years, he had 4 touchdowns, 8 touchdowns, 7 touchdowns, 1,000 yards, 800 yards, 1,000 yards. I mean, that's not bad at all. But 4 touchdowns for the 3rd round, when I'm just mentioned that I want to get Higgins with one of my next picks, and he had 6 touchdowns last year. I mean, I just feel like the opportunity cost is too high. Okay, so we have some options now. I'm going to go Travis Kelce because I love Travis Kelce. And I'm going to go Jaden Higgins. So the Houston Texans, that's a team that I think is definitely going to be bouncing back. They play the Eagles week 16, so I did want to have some correlation since I have Jalen Hurst and a couple Eagles, or I'm going to have a couple Eagles on this team. So that's a nice little correlated play there. So I got 5 wide receivers right now. I got an elite tight end that's going in round 10. I'm sorry, an elite tight end that's going in round 11 or round 10, just depending on where you're drafting him. I drafted him at the back end of round 10, could have been a round 11 pick, and I picked him a little bit ahead of ADP. So all the picks behind him I didn't like. So I was thinking of getting Mark Andrews that still hasn't gone off the board, which he just went right now. What a value to that Lamar Jackson drafter to be able to get Mark Andrews. That was a no-brainer. Click for him. He got significant value there. getting Lamar paired with Mark Andrews. So and Isaiah Likely goes. That's one of the players that I wanted. Unfortunately, he just goes, which was pretty much ahead of ADP. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It was on par with ADP. All right, so let's see what we're looking at here. We're going to be coming up in about 5 or 6 picks. We're going to try to go for Stribling. Get some correlation. Week 17. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, I am on the clock. Okay, I'm actually going to go Hunter Henry and Brenton Strange. I wanted to get Isaiah Likely, but he was gone. So I'm stopping at 2 quarterbacks. I'm stopping at 3 tight ends. I went with 3 tight ends that have different bye weeks. Brenton Strange is in an offense that I definitely want to have some pieces with. Jacksonville's playing the Texans in week 15. Some correlation there with Jaden Higgins. The Cowboys week 16. Some correlation there with George Pickens. And then going with Hunter Henry, there's no correlation, but I just like the pick. I think Hunter Henry is definitely being underdrafted, or not necessarily underdrafted, but I do feel like he has upside. Hunter Henry, if they don't get AJ Brown, the Patriots, I feel like he could be the number 1 or 2 target on that team. There's no more Stephon Diggs. He had 7 touchdowns last year, 6 touchdowns 2 years before that. So, I mean, at pick 145, definitely provides a lot of upside. This is a numbers game. Sometimes people pick with emotions. Sometimes people pick with bias. I pick with value. I pick with numbers. I don't let my emotions get involved as much. I strictly go on what's going to be the best value, the best pick. So we only have 3 running backs right now, which I'm fine with. I might tack on Jordan James later. I could tack on Tank Bigsby, which I'm going to do. And Brandon Ayuk are the 2 players I like with my next picks. So it's either going to be Stribling. I get a lot of Tajay Spears, so I'm not going to go Tajay Spears. I'm going to go with the correlated play of Tank Bigsby. But let's see what falls. Trey Tucker, if he falls, okay, he just goes. Zach Charbonnet, I mean, is he going to be the starter at the end of the year? If he is, I definitely want to have Zach Charbonnet on our team. He plays the Eagles week 15. I'm going to go Charbonnet. He has an ADP value of 161. I'm betting him at 168. I'm going to sound that siren. Let's go. We finally got some value. Drafting from the number 1 hole. Debating Brandon Ayuk or Tank Bigsby. I'm going to go Ayuk. We need some more wide receivers on this team. I feel like Brandon Ayuk definitely still has a lot left in the tank. He's more than likely going to go to the Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders are playing the Jaguars week 17, so I have some correlation there with him and Brenton Strange. And week 15 playing the Falcons, so I have some correlation with Bijan. So I really do think that Jalen Hurts could be the key to winning fantasy football this year. I would love to get Sean Tucker and Tank Dell, my next two picks, or Eli Stowers, get a fourth tight end to pair with Jalen Hurts. Stop at 5 running backs. So I would do a 2-5-4. So 2-5-4 would be 11, and then 7 wide receivers. I don't need Eli Stowers on this team, so I might finish off with 2 wide receivers and go Tank Dell if he's available. And get some more pieces of that Houston Texans team, and also have some more correlation for week 15 with Brenton Strange, week 16 with the Eagles. And Sean Tucker, I think, is a great pick as well. They're saying that he's going to be splitting a lot of time with Bucky Irving, so definitely want to have pieces of Sean Tucker. I was picking a lot of Tyreek Hill earlier on. I'm pretty much full on fading him now. Dontavian Wicks is another player that I would love to try to get with my last pick. Jordan James is another pick that I like at the end of the draft. So depending on what falls to me here, I'm not a huge Darnell Mooney fan, but he does have correlation with Cam Skattebo and Jackson Dart. And thankfully, I don't have to make that decision because, I thought he just won. All right, so we were able to get Sean Tucker and Tank Dell, 2 players that we wanted. All right, I'm loving this team right now. So I'm going to do a recap of the team. We went Bijan Robinson, George Pickens, Chris Olave, Cam Skattebo, DeAndre Swift. We got 3 great running backs that could, 2 of them could hit the lineup every week, potentially even 3 of them. George Pickens, Chris Olave, Mekhi Lemon paired with Jalen Hurts, Jackson Dart, Michael Pittman Jr., which I love that pick. Aaron Rodgers has one of the lowest average depth of target. So nice little dump offs to Pittman. Travis Kelce, because, a round 10, that's a gift every single time. Got a lot of exposure to Kelce. Jaden Higgins, love big wide receivers that catch touchdowns. Brenton Strange, Hunter Henry. We went Zach Charbonnet for some late season upside. Brandon Ayuk, hopefully he's with the Commanders. Sean Tucker as that 4th running back until Zach Charbonnet comes back. And Tank Dell to pair with the Jaden Higgins pick. So last pick, we are going to go wide receiver. And I'm hoping that we can go Dontavian Wicks or Malachi Fields. And if not, we might tack on Jordan James. Theo Johnson's another player I've been hearing a lot of buzz about. I'm going to queue him up too. Because I could start, or players could hit my lineup boards, 3 running backs, my quarterback, 3 wide receivers, and then also 2 tight ends could be hitting the lineup. It could be 2 tight ends, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers. That might not be a bad option. Let's see. Let's see what the draft gives us. We're drafting. We're doing it. Sunday morning. Sunday morning, rain is pouring. Got a little acapella. Got a little Maroon 5 there for y'all. That's the old school Maroon 5 for those over the age of 40. So Best Ball Bandit, please like, subscribe. I have a website as well that has all my rankings, stacks that I'm looking at, all strategy. It's only $39.99 to subscribe for the year, not for the month. I have been playing fantasy football for over 23 years. I've been playing best ball on Underdog for the last 3 years. Last year, I made the finals on 4 different tournaments, 2 puppy teams in the finals. I had 1 Chow Chow team, which I got 10th place, and 1 Pointer team, which I actually took down first place out of over 20,000 people. So please like, subscribe. I was able to get Dontavian Woods there with my last pick, which is amazing. We stacked him up with Jalen Hurts. We got Dontavian Woods and Makai Lemon, potentially the number 2 and 3 pass catchers for the Philadelphia Eagles. I love how this team ended up. We're going to do a recap of the team one more time. We start off with Bijan Robinson, George Pickens, Chris Olave, Cam Scatterbo, DeAndre Swift, Jalen Hurts, Makai Lemon, Jackson Dart. So we got Jackson Dart paired with Cam Scatterbo. We got Makai Lemon paired with Jalen Hurts, Michael Pittman, Travis Kelce, Jaden Higgins. Some correlation there with some of the playoff schedule. Brenton Strange, Hunter Henry, Zach Charbonnet, Brandon Ayuk. I've been drafting him every year. He's going to plan out this year. Sean Tucker, Tank Dell, Dontavian Woods. Hope you all have an amazing rest of your Sunday. I'm going to be playing some golf later. I'll let you know tomorrow how that ends up for me. Please, really appreciate if you all like, subscribe. I'm drafting every day in the month of May and every day after that. It's fantasy football season. Life is great. Best Ball Bandit here. Hope you all have a great day. See y'all tomorrow.